Good evening, everyone. I'd like to kick off the City of Farmington Planning Commission meeting for today, Monday, March 10th. Can we have a roll call, please?
Crutcher.
Present.
Gray.
Here.
Cometzo.
Here.
Majoris.
Here.
Manti.
Here.
Perot.
Here.
Westendorf.
Here.
All right, thank you very much. Full house today, I like it. Item number 2. Do we have any comments or questions concerning the consent agenda for February the 10th, our previous meeting? Any questions or comments from commissioners? All right, seeing none, do we have a motion to approve?
Yep, make a motion to approve items on the consent agenda for the February 10, 2025 City of Farmington Planning Commission meeting.
I'll support.
Motion made and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Tonight's agenda. Do we have any questions or comments, commissioners or staff? All right, seeing none, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve today's agenda?
Support.
Motion made and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Item number 4, unfinished business from, this was a bit of a whoopsies from what I understand.
It was definitely a whoopsies.
Okay.
So at the last meeting in February, we scheduled a public hearing. We made a motion to hold a public hearing at today's meeting to talk about the capital improvement plan. But that needs to be posted 15 days in advance, and we figured it out and, one day too late. So we're coming back here today to reschedule a public hearing for April 10th. April
14.
14th.
Okay. So, motion to hold public hearing to discuss the 2026 to 2031 City of Farmington Capital Improvement Program. That would be scheduled for Monday, April 14th at 7 p.m.
Support?
Motion made and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And if we're anything here at the City of Farmington Planning Commission, we're thorough.
We're thorough.
We recognize our mistakes. Absolutely. Nobody's perfect. All right, thank you very much. New business. Proposed facade modification for Jack's Car Wash, 31500 Grand River Avenue.
Sure. So this item is a review of a proposed building facade modification to the existing car wash building located at 31500 Grand River, which is the corner of Orchard Lake and Grand River. The proposed modifications include removal and replacement of facade materials for rebranding purposes. Site plan review is required under Section 35-162. Building renovations, modifications to building facade, or other architectural features that do not result in additions to floor area or increased building height. However, in this case, the new facade will increase some of the building features to have additional height. The materials will also give the building a different look. The applicant, Frank Toma, has submitted plans prepared by Gateway Engineering for the proposed facade modification, and those plans are in your packet. Attached in your packet are the non-residential building design standards to be considered, and some specific items of note with this project are the following. The new facade includes a tower effect in the southeast corner. The metal along the east elevation is being changed from vertical to horizontal. There will be new siding and building colors utilized. Landscaping will be discussed with and reviewed by the building official prior to final inspection. And a monument sign will be installed in lieu of the existing non-conforming pole sign. Further wall signs will be applied for through the building official. So I think we have Alex Jensen here tonight to go over those plans with you. And we have our building official, Jeff Bodell, here to answer any questions we might have.
Great. We have you just step up to the podium, yeah, just so that everybody can hear.
Do you want me to lay this out somehow for you guys? Like,
That's probably the same as what we have in our staff packet.
oh, it is.
It might be a little bit different.
The render.
Some of the creative treatment is, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you've got the elevation right there.
Yeah, we have the elevations and the bird's eye view, but not the architectural details. So maybe we could pass that, yeah, we don't have the bottom, so maybe we, as you're going through it, maybe we could just pass that down and look at it.
So,
That microphone does come off if you need it to,
oh, okay.
but don't turn it off when you take it out.
Or we could get you the,
There's a long cord and you can just turn it around.
you know what, Alex, there's a microphone right over here by Jeff Bedell.
Oh, this one does not. I can just hold it here. It's fine.
Is that fine, or there's a handheld one over here? that we can get for you?
This will work. So the tower is probably the thing that you, yeah, this will work.
Alex, which page would you like me to start on?
What page up here? We can, we'll just kind of start with this. So over here on this side is the part where we want to add a tower. If you slip to the next slide, you'll see this is raised up. So this is the existing facade, and here's the proposed facade. We want to raise it up to be 21 feet. It's currently at 13 inches, or 13 feet 4 inches. We want to put the horizontal siding, a strip along the top. And then there's going to be two different kinds of tile. These are going to be beige ceramic tiles. These are going to be like a dark bronze ceramic tile. You can see it on the pictures, on the rendering. Let's see, that's basically what's going to be for the facade, all the upgrades. It's going to be tile, siding, and that tower on the one end. As far as, let's see what's on the next slide. So we also want to throw in some parking spots right here, and these will be vacuum stations for everyone. And there's going to be some more parking spots over on this side. The only modifications to curbs are going to be right over here. Right now, there's just one lane that goes in. We want to bring the curb out a little bit and make it 2 lanes going in. The monument sign is currently right here. I think right now it's not up to code, so we're going to bring it down to code. That's pretty much all we've got planned. The building is curbs, vacuum, and facade. Does that sound right?
That's the one I was having trouble imagining.
What are the materials? Are the siding materials? What kind of siding is it?
So the metal siding is just kind of like horizontal slatted. It kind of looks like this. It's 3-foot by 10-foot sheets. They're painted. They're going to be, some of them are going to be the dark color. Some of them are going to be the bright blue color. You can see on the renderings.
Is it an aluminum panel or steel panel? Or
Aluminum panel. Yeah.
do you have? I see the rendering. But do you have samples of the material?
Frank might have them if he comes in. I don't have any with me, no. And the tile is just ceramic tile. It's like a beige color, and then the other one is a dark bronze color.
So, couple questions. So the tower height extension, is that to be consistent with like Jack's branding and at other locations? So, I mean,
Yeah, so
no functional purpose, it's just a decorative and more brand consistency?
absolutely. It's just for brand consistency, absolutely. They've got, I've done a couple washes for them up in the Macomb area, and I guess I could have brought some pictures to show you what it looks like. But it's nothing structural, it's just for looks.
And then you referenced the curb, so it looks like you're gonna go from like maybe a 1-lane approach to a 2-lane approach.
Correct.
There's no infringing on sidewalks or any right-of-way or anything that, it's all within the existing footprint or whatever you want to say, whatever the right term is. You're not
Right.
anything there.
Yeah, it should be all up to where it needs to be if there's easements or whatever it needs to be. My engineers are pretty good about following that stuff.
Yeah. And then my last one is the addition of vacuum stations. Is there anything that we should know or be concerned about noise? And, because right now, there's no, are there vacuum stations there now, or is it just a straight?
Yeah, so they've got like 4 to 5 standalone vacuums
Okay.
there right now, which means that each vacuum station has its own motor, so each one of them makes noise. This unit is going to be one central vacuum unit that services 10 stations.
Okay,
So the only noise that's going to come out is going to be from this area right here.
okay. Great, okay.
One louder unit instead of 10 smaller ones.
Yeah.
But there is a muffler on this unit. It's new.
And the vacuum's outside, it's not inside the building?
Correct. They're all outside.
Because currently, if memory serves me, the vacuum, like, spaces, essentially, there's only a couple of them. And they're parallel with the building, so you kind of, like, north-south facing. So this is just gonna make it a little cozier when you're driving through the property with.
Yeah, it is going to cut down to one lane coming in, whereas right now it's kind of like 2 with parallel parking.
Yep. Yeah, so I think there's employees that park along there.
Well, I think employees are mostly going to park over on this side.
Talking right now,
Oh, right now, yeah.
or with the previous owner.
Right.
Do you have any other?
No, I'm sorry, yeah, thank you.
I have questions concerning lighting, because that's one thing that we're sensitive about.
Yeah.
Did I break it? Thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that we always are concerned about, and I know this area pretty well, and there's no residential immediately facing this, but lighting is always a sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Could you kind of elaborate on, is there any changes? Because, with car washes, it's a lot of marketing, so it's a lot of eye-catching, kind of impulse buy. Is there any dramatic changes from the existing to what you have planned?
The only real big changes that I can see is adding the shielding. I know right now, if you look at the top of the light poles, they're like those enormous, really old 300-watt ones.
Probably original, yeah.
Probably original. If I did anything, I would lower them down to the LED, probably 100 watt, and put the shielding on it so it's within code.
Okay. And then, I don't know if I overlooked it or not, but are the hours changing at all?
I don't know what they were previously, actually.
It was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
Curious as to,
It's going to be like 7 a.m. till 8 p.m.,
okay.
Monday through Saturday. I think a little shorter hours on Sunday.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
I have a question about your double drive.
Yes.
How are you going to control whose turn it is?
You talking about the exit?
No, the entrance. You split the driveway, so you have 2 lines going in?
So
Are
there's
you
one in
changing-
here and one in here?
No, you're changing the drive out from a single aisle to 2.
Oh, so this,
No, on your entrance.
On the other end by the island?
Enter the car wash.
oh, over here. Right. Okay, what's the question?
How are you controlling who goes first?
So there's going to be pay stations over here, and each pay station has a gate, and the gates are timed. Open this one, let this one through, shut, open the next one. It kind of files them in.
Yeah.
So somebody's actually going to be standing there doing that, or is it going to be automated?
So there will be stations there, so it could be self-serve if a attendant wasn't there, but the idea is an attendant will be there to service the customer.
Okay, so no speaker or something out there.
Right.
And is it one more, is it a true, Jack, so at the conclusion, there's people there to dry and wipe off? Or same thing, is it sometimes or
So that,
always?
yeah, that's up to Jax. I don't
Okay, that's-
represent Jax, but they do have usually 2 people at the end
Yeah,
drying the
right.
cars at the
Yeah.
end.
Okay, thanks.
We're going to hear from Mr. Bodell on this?
I was going to see, does anyone else have any other questions for the petitioner before we cut him loose?
Yeah, do you wanna
Okay.
maybe have the-
By the way, this
Yeah, I
is
was gonna
Frank.
say,
Yeah.
if you had anything to add.
My apologies. I wasn't aware 696 was closed, and I'm coming from way east. So, my name is Frank Toma. I'm the president and CEO of Car Wash Suppliers. We're the exclusive developer now for Jack's Car Wash. We do have some rendering pictures. Oh, you already passed it out. Yeah, I had a board and, sorry, like I said, I was late. Any other questions I can answer? I know Alex probably covered most. It will be traditional jacks. There will be hand drying at the end.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
What's on the board?
Empty.
Oh, the board was for that.
Yeah.
The board was for that to present. So.
All right, seeing if there's no other questions for the petitioner, thank you very much.
Thank you all for taking the time.
Mr. Blodell,
He needs the mic.
Stand at that podium another minute and let me have that microphone.
Yes, sir.
You don't want you to stand at that one. Okay. So, Mr. Toma, I do have a couple of questions with regard to your site plan that I want the planning commission to be aware of. And one of the questions was, you don't happen to have a sample of the metal siding on the top.
It's, I don't have a sample, but it will be a powder-coated steel.
Powder-coated steel?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to do aluminum. We switched them now to steel. But it will be powder-coated, so it's going to last forever. It's just like basically a car,
Okay.
car paint.
And as you are changing from having a couple of parallel parking vacuum stations to actual parking spaces with vacuums, are these the overhead hung tube?
So these are called, to answer your question, yes, they're called the umbrella vacuums. So they would come down like this. So they would come just like how you see it on the site plan. And there's two hoses. There's one hose here, and there's one hose here. So when you pull in, you can vacuum on this side or you can vacuum on this side. They don't stick out tremendously, but they look like an umbrella.
Just past the windshield.
Correct.
So now I vacuumed my car, I've backed out, and now I'm pulling in and I'm going to enter the new tandem entryway with the gates.
Correct.
That you pay with your credit card and
Yep.
it lets you in, and if the guy in front of you is slow, you know, then the other guy, two guys get through because the other guy can't figure out how to use it. We know
Yeah,
that
so,
happens.
so typically 90% of the time, I would say there's someone out there. The only time they're not out there is they're using the restroom or something happened inside.
So, but that curb is going to get altered.
Correct, right over
That curb is getting altered, and it's going to take away a little bit of landscape area.
It will.
And, you know, we have to make sure that that at the end, we have gained as much as we lose. So
We added more here, I believe.
okay, so, and that's the question, because the ordinance does require you to have building landscaping.
Yep.
So, you know, that's something that's gonna have to be done in an overall landscape plan that we'll be reviewing within the department.
Absolutely.
Is the island where the sign is now changing in size?
No.
It's staying the same, so you're just going to make the existing sign somehow compliant?
Yes, sir. Of course.
And any building signage is subject to the ordinance as written?
Yeah, anything required by building, we'll make it up to code, you know, that way it's up to par.
Okay, and you have a dumpster enclosure in the back corner.
Yep.
Does the new gates make it difficult to pick up the garbage or not?
No, it shouldn't be an issue. At some of our locations, if needed, we would add wheels, push it out when the dumpster truck comes, and then push it back in. But I don't believe we need it here. If they need to get updated or fixed or replaced, we'll replace them. You know, as you can see, Jax is putting in a substantial investment in this. You know, this place is going to look like it's a brand-new build when it's done.
And that's my last question. Can you tell us the value of the investment?
Probably all in, after all said and done, $2 to $2.5 million is what they're putting back in there.
Okay,
Between equipment, building,
sure.
so on and so forth.
So the last item is pretty simple, sorry. Yeah, sorry, boss. in light of what I've just mentioned to all of you, I don't know if you're going to have additional questions, but I wanted to point out the things that I saw on that site plan that might raise questions for you. Thanks, Mr. Toma.
You're welcome.
I just have a follow-up. I was going to ask, you took the words right out of my mouth about the dumpster enclosure being on that, would be the northwest corner. So that doesn't change, because you mentioned there's going to be a slight curb profile change and some of the landscaping change, but that isn't going to change at all. We're not going to lose any isolation landscaping or anything like that.
Well, if, based on Mr. Toma's comments, there's going to be a little less landscaping along their side of the sidewalk.
Okay.
But he's increasing it up against the building so that it balances at the end.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do we have any other?
Anything else?
Yeah, just observation, I'm just looking at your drawing, I'm not sure you actually do balance. Looking at the change plan, it looks like what you are losing more than you're adding back in landscaping.
So, I mean,
I don't know if you've done a square footage or have square footage comparison.
I can have our architect do a square footage and make sure that it's, we're adding the same amount or more.
Yeah, just double check it, because looking at the shape of it, it doesn't look like it's so.
Yeah, I don't have that answer off the top of my
And-
head, but I
and then the
believe,
question- And another question about the dumpster. You're changing the island that's there, or that you're swinging around,
the middle island, correct.
is,
We're not changing it, we're just shaping it on one side.
I'm sorry, that's what I'm asking, so in changing the shape, does that, can a trash truck get back there now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it looks like you're making it a little tighter than it was, a little tighter turn than it was. It wasn't a 90-degree turn, it's almost a 90-degree turn there now. I mean, in your proposed, I should say.
Yeah, like, I believe our architect made sure that a truck does fit there.
Okay.
If need be, we can eliminate this little wall here and make it bigger if needed.
Just something to just confirm, because I could, well, I guess he'd have to pull it and then swing back around and make a right out of there. He's not backing it up.
It definitely would be after hours before the
Yeah.
customers show up.
Yeah, they usually show up before we open.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just on the materials, it'd be nice to see a sample of what's, what the actual thing
Yeah,
you're using up there is.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware. It's just going to be, like I said, powder coated steel, kind of like a car steel.
And the renderings are a little different from the elevations that you submitted? In terms of where I see the different color tile you were talking, it said it was a brown or beige tile,
So it's like a grayish, beigeish tile.
but your rendering
I
shows
can-
two
I
different
can-
color tiles on the
No,
rendering.
it should be the same. Maybe it didn't print properly. with the printer. But, yeah, I can- Thank you. Appreciate it. So there is some,
We got it. Jeff, could he borrow your microphone, please?
I mean, you can hold it up there at the podium, I could.
so for our tile.
He's got to speak into the microphone.
Yeah,
So for the tile, it's like a beigeish, grayish tile. And then on the bottom, we typically use, it's like a black charcoal tile.
so it is two different tiles.
It's two different tiles, correct. Around the windows, this is existing right now. It's like a wood looking, we're just painting that. And then the tile will be in between. And then
Oh, okay, that's different from what your elevation shows.
it is different. Yeah, can you? Yeah, these are the this is the existing, and this is the tile one. I just want to understand which part we missed so we can correct it.
Hold it up again.
'Cause that rendering was built off of that, from my understanding, from our architect. So this is tile, this is painted. It's like a wood frame, and then that's tile down here as well. And then you have the steel siding that goes all the way. It's kind of like a band.
Okay, I see. I see it.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion.
Is it bottom line black or copper?
What was that?
I'm sorry.
I think there was a mention that that bottom band of tiles was a
Yeah.
different color, but it was going to be, did you say copper?
It's
brown?
it's
Okay.
charcoal blackish, something like that. I mean, so we have, give you guys a little background. I used to own Cleanview Auto Wash, and I sold my company to Jack's, and we're all over Macomb County. We sold 11 locations to them. All of our locations have the same exact look. The closest one here, though, unfortunately, is, I would say, Shelby Township. Yeah. So if you want to see an existing one, I'm just trying to help paint the picture here. I know we have renderings and elevations. So. Any other questions?
That's,
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you all for the time. Appreciate that.
All right, seeing no other questions, do we have any other questions for staff before we ask for a motion? All right, seeing none, do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the proposed facade modifications for Jack's Car Wash, 31500 Grand River, as they are in compliance with the requirements of Section 35 to 53 of the zoning ordinance, and subject to the final approval requirements as outlined in today's discussion.
Support?
Motion made and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Thank you very much. All right. Thanks very much, you guys. All right, item number 6, updates on current developments around town.
The only thing that I was going to add for today is that we have a master plan meeting tomorrow. This is the steering committee meeting number 2, where we'll do more planning toward the master plan process and come up with the questionnaire that'll go out to residents and businesses in the near future to talk about the direction of the city.
Great. Very good. All right, thank you very much. And public comment, I think we're fresh out of public. So go ahead and move on to planning commit. We appreciate you sticking around, though. I just want to recognize Jeff. He's a thankless civil servant. Planning Commission comments, do we have any comments or concerns in general or for staff from commissioners? All right, seeing none, do we have a? Yes, sir.
Do we know what's going on with the Citgo right across the street from the car wash?
That's.
The
that's
Citgo
Hills, right?
station came in to get a permit and to replace, first we had to stop them, they were working without permits. And we gave them a permit to replace their existing pump islands.
Okay.
And when I went to do the inspection, they had changed the layout of the pump islands. And they've been instructed to get a site plan together. And we gave them the dates that they have to have those paperworks turned back in to be in front of you for next month, or what the date would be the month after that. They're kind of in the barrel because they're closed, but they didn't say they were going to add a pump and spread out the line, and so they're now dealing with the consequences of not being as organized as they should have been.
Thank you.
Any other comments from commissioners? All right, seeing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Support.
Motion made and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night.